Hello everyone, welcome back to Rolling Solo. My name is Adam Smith and this is Gloom of Kilforth. And just before we get going into the video, I want to make mention of the fact I'm doing a giveaway from Tristan Hall and Hall or Nothing Productions. We're giving away a brand new copy of Gloom of Kilforth, the game we are currently playing right now. So if you are super interested in this game and you want to pick it up and have it happen free, then you want to get your name into that giveaway. And you can find a playlist on my main page called Rolling Solo Giveaways. And there's actually two of them up there. One's for this game, Gloom of Kilforth, and there's another one for Renegade by Ricky Royal or Richard Wilkins. So get your name into those contests. There is quite a bit of time left in order to do so, but just make sure that you're aware those contests end at different times. So be sure to get your name in there so you have a chance to win. The only main requirement with that one is that you are a subscriber. Other than that, it just gives you potential for bonus entries into the contest by doing additional actions. So feel free to do whatever you want in order to get those extra entries into the contest. Now, moving on to this particular playthrough, in the last video we did, Vognus was in Sprawl City and we ended his turn by going ahead and picking up an ally we needed. And we needed this ally because we needed the shadow keyword, so we were able to pay off the smuggler to join our wonderful crew of a healer along with our trusty steed or horse, and now we're getting a little stronger than we were before, and now we have her on our side. Really cool effect is that when you purchase a card from the market, or in this case we were able to purchase her services, we can actually just throw her into play as in play as an asset. So we don't actually put her into our hand as a rumor, and I kind of knew this already, but I did this anyway by mistake. But essentially, instead of it going into my hand as rumor, it's going to go right here in play. And the cool thing with that is we get the extra +1 sneak, which is going to obviously bump up our overall sneak to 3, meaning that if we run into any enemies along the way here that are 2 or lower, we can automatically choose to succeed against them if we're hidden. So that means we can kind of dodge enemies that we do not want to have to deal with. So that's awesome. The other thing I didn't know about, and I shouldn't say that I did know about, but I just didn't do, was that when you're in Sprawl City and you do an action at the market, you not only, or go shopping, you not only essentially can go buy things, you can also sell things. And so I was taking a look at my hand of cards, and we know we have to regale for this current day. We have 4 coins right now, we need 5. Well, you're able to take a card from your hand, and as many cards from your hand as you want. But when you sell them at the market, you get half the value. I have a really high value Thieves Guild card that really has absolutely no value to me whatsoever anymore because it's a quest. It says destroy forest, and these are all keywords I just don't need. And the other thing to let you guys know is once you go past chapter 4, keywords kind of disappear. You're not going after keywords at that point. So this would be great for a fate discard. But in terms of just having this in my hand, it's a very high coin output, and if I give this away, I get 2 coins, which will allow me to regale right away instead of fumbling around the map for another turn. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to discard this, and I'm going to be doing it as part of last video's actions during my pickup of the smuggler in order to get 2 coins. So we can kind of have those 2 coins for this current turn. So now we're up to 6 coins total, which is awesome because starting right now in this particular day, I can regale. We are at Sprawl City, and we're going to go ahead and do what we always do when we regale. We're going to go ahead and spend 5 gold and do our regale action. So we're going to pay our 1 AP in order to do our regale action. We're going to become real poor by giving away 5 of our gold, but this should be the last time we ever have to give away any gold. So that's great. We've made it all the way to the end of this crazy thing. The cool thing is, too, we're also going to be able to level up. So we'll talk about that in a second as well. So let's take a look at our keywords and go through them one by one. We've got Stranger. So we know we're using our Cleric right here for the Stranger keyword, as you can see. And then over here, we've got the Enemy keyword. So we're going to be using that to satisfy the Enemy keyword required. And we have Shadow. And the Shadow one just happens to have ended up being an asset in hand, meaning we don't have to discard that one. So we end up actually completing this chapter with no issues. We lose the Wave of Doom and Cleric. However, they'll both go away into the massive discard pile now that is left there from all the previous ones we've gone through. This card now, chapter 4 side is done. We've already done chapter 3, so this card is gone. We've completed it successfully. That's awesome. Now what you're going to notice right away is that this card is very different. So on your 5th card through, or I shouldn't say 5th, it would be your 3rd card through, you're going to find yourself in a finale, and that's exactly where we found ourselves. So the whole story leading up to this point has been all about rescuing villagers. That's been the whole plot behind this whole thing. And at this point in time, it seems that we've rallied enough support from the villagers in order for them to join our cause. And by doing so, we have, well, it's pretty crazy. We just need to actually get 6 on that particular stat right there. And if we do that, we actually will be able to beat this particular finale, and we flip it over and it has a totem on the other side that we can put into play for ourselves, and that sounds amazing. So the cool thing is that it's going to tell us where this goes automatically, so kind of similar to pulling a night card, it just lets you know. So we're going to the open heath, so this is going to drop right here. And what's good about this is that there's already a couple things that are worth going there for. Like this quest being a 4 for that particular will check and stuff like that is very, very easy. I shouldn't have too much problems using my, and I guess I keep calling it will, but I know better. It is influence, but I'm just out of habit in many other games that I play. I'm going to continue to probably call it will. Regardless, we're really strong in that stat category, and that's really, really good. So that is a really, really high target for us to go pick up. But before we do that, let's not forget to do our level up. So we're going to go ahead and give ourselves an extra HP, which we get automatically, which is great. It goes in here, but we don't get an AP along with it. You just get the HP at the time. We do, however, get to talk about our class cards for our upgrade, and we always want to remember we still have this map token that we can use. We picked up from the last video, I believe, or maybe further back. It says we can relocate to any plains location, so we might end up using that at some point. But for now, we're going to talk about one of these 2 particular abilities, and we're in level 4 now. So this one right here says you can be a high priest, and it's a hero ability. It says you may use influence for a fight test during a battle. Oh my gosh, that could not have been any better of an ability I've ever seen. My influence, and again, I call it will way too often, is 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5, and that is 6. That's insane. My will is, or my influence, sorry, is so much further ahead than my fight skill. This might be the one, this might be the winner, and it would also allow me to stop running around the map like a lunatic trying to find enough fight, because I've already been beefing up my influence the entire game long. So this puts me in a really good spot automatically. Let's take a look at the next one and see what our other option is. This one says Crusader, and it says defeat a demon enemy at your location. Okay, I mean, it's not bad. But to be completely honest, we don't have that many demons at our locations. Even if I go up here to the very top one here, this is just a regular orc enemy, I believe, and that's a demon. So the serpent's the only demon on the board. At this point in time, like this would have been I don't know. And from what I understand too, like defeat a demon enemy at your location, like this does not work for an ancient. Like it would not be an ability that you could just use to say, oh, I won the game. That would be an overpowered or OP card. This is specific to just taking out enemies on the map, not ancients. So this is not as useful to me, I don't think, at this particular point in time. I really think I'm going to gun for this one. It gives me options as well, because I can bounce between fight or I can bounce between influence. But it does say you may use influence for a fight test during a battle, meaning like it doesn't seem like something that's like, well, I'll have to double check it before we go into that final fight to make sure we can use it every single time we're fighting or rolling, or if it's just like a once around thing. But it doesn't say if there's any limit, and some of these cards actually have limits, so I'm going to go ahead and say you can just do this at any point in time. It's kind of automatic ability. So that's very cool, very, very cool. All right, so we've done our level up now. We got our HP, we've got our ability. We've already spent 1 AP in order to do our regale action. We've completed chapter 4, guys. That's awesome. We're moving on to the finale, which we have to rally the support of some individuals from the open heath, so we might as well head there as quick as possible. Now, there's 2 routes here. We could head through the Lost Forest to the right, or we could head through the Misty Fens, or we could just say, the heck with it, let's just spend our token for a map, and we're allowed to move to the nearest plains location. We can head right here. The reason I'm holding on to this one though, guys, is because I think this will be really useful for getting up to this really annoying plot card up here in the corner, which is fairly far away. So let's head here by foot and then use the map in order to get us all the way to either this spot or this spot, so we're only 1 away from that plot card. I think that'd be perfect. And we can use our sneak in order to get past all the enemies and just take the plot card out of the equation really quick. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to move over to the Lost Forest, and to do so safely, I'm going to go ahead and use an AP to go hidden so I don't have to deal with any enemies. I might as well use my horse for the first move just because I don't want to forget about it and ensure we have a nice safe ride out of the city. And heading into the Lost Forest, There we go. So we're heading into the forest. We don't know exactly what we're going to run into. This should be quite interesting, and hopefully it's nothing bad. Oh, the other thing, just to let you know, guys, the other reason why the open heath is such a great place to go is not only do we have the finale there, we also have a really easy quest we can take out, but guys, we can also get the power gauntlets on ourselves so we can discover it. So it's like there's 3 great reasons to head there. Okay, what did we find here? We found a sanctified altar. Cool. Okay, so it's a place, Respite Forest. If we actually encounter this and defeat it, we get 1 spell. That's awesome. So it says, feared by orcs and barbarians alike, it warded violence and nurtured peace. We gain 2 gold and a title. Of course, we can decide how we want to play this, whether we discard it or not, all that good stuff. But that's pretty good. That's actually not bad. It might be debatable. We might actually just want to take this out. You know, you never know. One of these, especially if you get a spell just for defeating it, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm not too against that. So I'm gonna put that there, and I think we're gonna try to do it. Seeing as it's such a low. Now we can go for the sneak, which we need a 3. And again, just so you guys know, you can't just auto succeed on a sneak. Like it's different when you're encountering an enemy. If your sneak is higher than the enemy, you can auto succeed. But when you're actually here with you know, in a place, you actually have to roll for it, from my understanding. So we're gonna go ahead and probably do the study. I think would be the best. And the reason why the study is probably the best is let's see. Well, here's one, for instance. This is actually really cool. We have to remember about this. We don't really need this for anything other than a place. This is just a spell that says defeat a place at your location. So really we can use this anytime. I don't know if this is the greatest place to be using it for. It'd probably be better to use it for something like this guy, because it's the King's Tomb and it's really tough to defeat. But at the same time, I mean, if we wanted to we could actually use a deed right now to just get rid of it. We wouldn't even be spending an AP. We could just use a deed and we could just automatically succeed at it, which wouldn't be bad. And then we don't have to roll for it and all that kind of stuff. So, and there's not too many quests on the board that I'm scared of. A lot of the quests are talking about our influence, and I'm very strong in that. So let's do it. Let's actually use this. I'm gonna go ahead and sacrifice the True Sight spell, because at the end of the day, we're gonna get a spell of this anyway. So I'm gonna sacrifice this card to defeat a place, your location. So we automatically get to defeat this card, which is awesome. And then on top of that, by defeating it, we can go ahead through all the rewards. So again, we can take the 2 gold, or we can run to the loot bag. That's debatable. 2 gold is safe, but loot bag could be more fun. So let's do the loot bag. I know I said I wanted gold, but I'm being a little greedy now, and maybe we'll get something that's even better than 2 gold. Here's hoping. Well, that's how I pulled from the bag. I think I got a nothing, so. Oh, it's a trap. Lose 1 HP immediately. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's pretty much, I almost deserve that. Okay, so we lost our 1 HP we gained, but we actually lose one that has an AP attached. So that kind of sucks. That actually tripped us up a little bit, and I probably should have taken the gold. You know, that's a mistake on my part. Yikes. Okay, so let's see what we can do. So we need to keep this card in our hand, or we can go ahead and grab a title. You know what? Let's grab a title. Why? I don't even think we've ever grabbed a title before in this game. So let's discard this card and grab a title. So I'm going to take this card, chuck it, and oh, of course, sorry guys, before we do that, we also gain 1 spell as a trophy. So let's not forget that. So I'm going to go over here, grab the spell card. We got Acid Cloud. Well, that's pretty cool. Veil. When a battle starts, the foe loses 1 HP at the end of each skirmish step until the end of battle. That is awesome. We can find it at the Lava Canyon. Oh, this is working out perfect. Okay, cool. So Lava Canyon's way over here. When I end up coming over here to try to deal with the plot card, I can use the backdoor kind of secret path to get from the Bromar all the way over to the Lava Canyon. So this is something that's worth talking about. So I'm definitely putting that in my hand. We also chose, now, just so you guys understand as well, this card gives you 1 spell as a trophy for defeating it, but I also get a title for discarding it and not putting this card in my hand as a rumor. So it's kind of like a nice double benefit there. So I'm going to go ahead and grab 1 from the title, and we got ourselves Elephant Rider. And now this is a title steed, so this is where we run into a problem because I have Horse Rider already, so I have to make some decisions. It says I gained 1 move AP, and your hand size is unlimited. Oh my gosh, that is amazing. So if we go ahead and get this on us, we can actually hold any number of cards leading up to the final battle, and verdant fields are right there. So that actually might be worth talking about as well. Oh, geez. This is now I'm going to start getting greedy here. This is going to get bad. So this is going to go into my hand as a rumor. Let's continue our journey here so we don't get too caught up in all the coolness. Now, for here, I am right here. I'm one away from this particular spot. When I eventually move into here, I'll be safe. Now, if I wanted to go to the verdant fields to get that elephant rider, it seems like kind of overkill. I'm not going to grab it yet because we only have 2 cards in our hand. Once we get maybe closer to the 6 that we're allowed to carry, then I'll worry about getting the elephant rider. I'm not going to run there just yet. I'm going to keep charging along here. Now, the only downside is if I go through here and I decide to take on the finale, then I'm essentially triggering the ancient to come out into the game. So I can actually move in here because this is not like, this is something I can choose to actually encounter. I can just choose to encounter the quest there, or and try to discover other things, because this is not considered an enemy. It's considered a finale. It's very different. So I should be safe to just kind of move into that location and not have to worry about anything. So I can even read this for you guys. It says like a hero must be at a location listed on their finale before they regale it. Unlike saga chapters, finales do not cost 5 gold to complete, and much like a confront action with a normal encounter, a hero attempts to complete their saga finale by performing a test in their final attribute, finale's attribute value. After the test is performed, you add success gained to any other gained during that day, and blah 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 blah, defeat it and whatnot. So the cool thing is that I am allowed to, from what I'm reading here, without any issues, I can go ahead and just completely not engage that thing. It's not considered an enemy, and you actually have to use, and you're supposed to regale it, from what I'm understanding. Yeah, it actually literally says they have to, so we're going to regale it, we're just not going to be paying 5 gold to regale it. So I'm going to move in, because I'm able to move in for 1, and I don't have to pull any cards because we have a quest card there, so we're safe. Now the thing is, maybe it's worth my while if, let me think about this. Is it worth my while? No, it's probably good to get the gold. Now the only thing is, if I deal with if I choose to take on the quest right now, I get rid of the quest card, and then this finale sits here, and if I come back to deal with the finale later, I have to pull another card because this is not considered like a quest enemy or a place. So that's where things kind of get iffy, and the only reason I'm thinking about going after this right now is because it would give me the ability to grab a spell and 3 gold, which isn't bad. 3 is pretty high, and that would help me to go potentially buy something from Sprawl City. So I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to take it on. So let's take on, now of course I have to clear the obstacle first. So let's go back here really quick and do our movement first. So we obviously have to spend 1 AP for our movement to move into the open heath. And then we didn't have to use our hidden, sadly, but we'll end up using, let me think about this. Do we want to do, that'll probably work out okay. Yeah, that's okay. Let's go ahead and try to confront this thing. All right, let's try to confront this thing. So we're going to go ahead right now with the Rosen Pilgrimage, and we're definitely going to use an AP here to try to go after this thing. Let's get our dice tray handy and do some rolling. Now, obviously, out of the 2 choices, I'm going to take the influence, because even though it's higher, I'm much stronger in the influence category. So it's going to give me 6 die, which is great. So we should be able to get this done, I hope. So we're looking for 5s and 6s, and we need 4 of them. So here we go. Wow, that was really bad. Okay, so that really didn't pan out at all. And because I did such a terrible roll on that, I'm going to actually forego bothering with any more of it. I'm actually going to choose to just stop right there, because I don't want to waste the last 2 AP that I have continuing that, and I'm almost okay with leaving it there. It was kind of like a crapshoot. I was going to see whether or not I did any good. Oh, and actually, you know what? Regardless, I still had an obstacle on there, so I made a mistake there. I should have tried to clear the obstacle before I encountered the quest. So regardless, the whole thing didn't work out. So actually, what would have happened, truthfully, if I was playing that correctly, is the 1 AP I used to roll against the quest should have actually been used to clear the obstacle first. So the obstacle would get taken off, and that's about it. And now I would have to decide, do I want to go ahead with 2 AP with trying to beat a 4? That's really bad odds because I'm only rolling 6 dice. So I'm going to say no. I'm just going to kind of move along. So I'm going to actually head. What I'm going to do now, which is a little bit... I'm trying to think if I have enough... Oh, do I have enough actions to do this? This is tough. Let's go... Let's... I don't know if I like this. I can... Let me think about this. Let's go ahead and... I think... Oh, I guess, you know what? Let's do our discover. So I'm gonna discover my power gauntlets now, just in case we might need this. So the power gauntlets are at the open heath. So I'm gonna go ahead and spend 1 AP in order to discover this. And because there's no issues here with these 2 cards being there, there's nothing stopping me from discovering this. So this is gonna go into my hand now to give me a +1 on combat, which is great. We've now powered up a little bit better. We only have 1 AP left. So I was kind of hoping to get over here, and I don't think we're going to be able to do that this turn. So the harsh thing is that, let me think about this. There's really no way to make that work with 1 AP. Now it'd be nice to heal with that AP, but we're going to end up healing from her anyway. It'd be good to be on a location that's not going to hurt us. So how about we just move to the Misty Fens for now, so that we don't get hit by, or we could move up to the Stranger. That could be an option too. Tough call, tough call. I kind of want to go to the Misty Fens though and see what happens. So let's hover here for 1 AP, our last AP. We are hidden. We may end up doing some type of battle here. This could be good or bad. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we found ourselves a Mind Reaver. That's ridiculous. It's an enemy demon Badlands, and we can sacrifice 1 spell. Oh, too bad I got rid of that spell. And it's a oh, sorry, oh, good thing, guys. We got rid of that spell card. That was great, because this card actually automatically would have us get rid of the spell. That's bad. Mind Reavers feasted on the brains of their victims, consuming their very souls in the process. Now we can evade him. So I'm hidden, and I'm 100% just going to choose not to fight him. He's got way too many combat dice. So for this particular turn, we would have to encounter him because that pops up. But luckily we were hidden, and my sneak is 3, which is automatically higher than the 1, so we're evading, which means I can just stay at that location with no harm. And the great thing is there's no gloom there, so I'm not going to get hit by gloom at the end of this turn, which is awesome. Alright guys, that's pretty much it. There's nothing else I can do because everything is, well, I've run out of options. So we're going to go ahead and do our night phase. So at this particular time, we'll go ahead and grab our card. I'm going to go ahead here and flip this up to this many. We have this many night cards in play now. So this is 20. Oh my gosh, we're getting way up there. This one says Howling Gale. So it's a weather condition. To place 1 obstacle at each location for each stranger it has. Then when a stranger enters play, you place it at the obstacle location. So that's cool and bad at the same time. So so basically it has finally stopped snowing in the land of Kilforth, thank goodness. And now it's going to be a Howling Gale. We have to put obstacles at all locations with strangers. I'm going to probably do that outside of the video, just so you guys know, because we're running near the end of this video and I don't want to cut it short for time. Vognus is obviously at a safe location, so he takes no doom hits. We're going to heal, which is good, so we get 1 of our HPs back that we had, and then of course all of our AP comes back as well, which is wonderful. So we're kind of all ready for the next day. We lose our hidden token because we no longer have that, and all the AP comes back. So anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying. We'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching, and keep rolling solo.